All it takes is one distracted moment behind the wheel, and the prize can be huge. This clip went super viral online, and it happened in Texas on February 5th, 2018. When you watch this, you can see the car slowly drift out of its lane, then slam straight into the median like there's basically no sign of braking at all. That's usually what it looks like when the driver just isn't looking at the road. After this, investigators pointed out how serious distracted driving really is, and in Texas, stuff like this happens so often that on average, there's a similar crash about every 7 minutes. Just imagine this. It's early in the morning, you're out on the road, and you suddenly witness a horrific crash like this. That kind of thing sticks with you all day. The people who were there had to be in shock, because what they saw was absolutely awful. On the morning of June 12, 2025, a motorbike carrying a couple comes up to an automatic railway crossing in central Vietnam. The barrier is already coming down, and the warning bells are going off, clearly signaling that a train is about to arrive. But the rider, a 49-year-old man, still tries to cross. And then, the passenger train hits the bike. Both the rider and his wife, who was 44, are killed instantly right there. Local police haven't released any additional details about the case yet. If anyone knows more about what happened, drop a comment under the video and let me know. I honestly don't get what they were thinking, driving that insanely fast. This crash happened at 2:11 p.m. on 20 inches Thailand, and it left 8 people injured and 1 person dead. You can see 3 vehicles coming through this intersection at high speed, and nobody really slows down. Then, in just a split second, a white SUV comes in and slams right into the side of an orange pickup truck, shoving it straight into the path of another vehicle coming from the opposite direction. And the impact sends all 3 cars spinning off in different directions. The orange pickup's door flies open, and a passenger gets thrown out and hits the road. From another angle, you can actually see someone get launched up into the air. All 3 vehicles are badly damaged, and debris is scattered all over the street. Emergency crews get there really quickly. That orange truck had 4 people inside, including 2 kids. They were the most seriously injured, and at least 1 person was reported to be in a coma. This footage looks pretty old. One quiet afternoon near Ardouy, Belgium, a cargo truck suddenly stops right on a railway crossing. It kind of looks like the truck stalls out right there, and then, yeah, something bad happens. While the driver's messing with the ignition, trying to get it started again, a passenger train comes up fast. Even with the warning lights and signals going, the train still can't stop in time. The front of the train slams straight into the back of the truck hard. The impact is brutal. The first passenger car derails, and pieces of the truck and debris go flying everywhere. You can almost feel that loud crash echoing through the whole area. A few passengers on the train end up with minor injuries. Some people are taken to the hospital just to get checked out, just in case. And as for the exact reason the truck stopped there in the first place, it's still not clear. there hasn't been an official report saying exactly what caused it. This dashcam caught something seriously horrifying. It happened in Russia on October 23rd, 2014. The video's over 10 years old, but it still looks super sharp and clear. And yeah, you can probably see it too. Those last few seconds of the green light, the black car still guns it trying to make it through the intersection. Then right at that moment, the white car in the left lane comes flying in, and the crash is absolutely brutal. At this point, I honestly don't even know what else to say. I'm just sitting here wondering, if you already saw the red light, why would you still hit the gas and try to beat it? If anyone knows more details about this case, drop a comment under the video and let me know. This happened on New Zealand's North Island. A car comes flying up to a railroad crossing, headed straight for the tracks, and it barely slows down at all.
Jesus, 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 Jesus!
Even though the warning system is active, the car just keeps creeping forward and rolls right onto the tracks as a train is coming in. And you can hear it, the train driver screams in pure panic when he realizes the crash is basically unavoidable. The locomotive hits the car, knocks it off the tracks, and then the train brakes and comes to a controlled stop right after that. Luckily, the driver survives, and the entire train crew isn't hurt. This horrifying video was caught on CCTV in Vietnam. It happens on a stretch of highway, just a normal road, so nobody's expecting anything crazy to happen. Like you can see here, a 7-seater is driving along, and then suddenly it swerves straight into oncoming traffic, and then it slams head-on into a truck coming the other way. The impact is so hard, the truck's tire blows out, and it basically just drops right there on the spot. And it doesn't stop there. Another vehicle that's behind the 7-seater gets caught up too. A chain reaction crash, because they don't have time to react. And honestly, I still don't get it. Why would the driver change lanes like that? No joke, one vehicle, 2 crashes, and it all happens so fast you barely have time to process it. Watch this part closely. This happened in Odessa, Texas, on the morning of April 19th, 2023. A train comes through and hits a pickup truck head-on while it's stuck right on the tracks. But here's the thing, the pickup didn't just drive up there and stop. It got thrown onto the tracks after a serious crash just moments earlier with a minivan. And that first crash was deadly. Odessa Fire Rescue's camera catches the exact moment the train crushes the pickup and pushes it down the track for a long distance. The pickup driver survives, but the driver of the minivan from that earlier crash dies at the scene. In early September 2024, there was a really devastating crash involving a large truck in the Dominican Republic. At least 11 people were killed and more than 40 others were injured. truck was carrying construction materials, and it loses control and drives straight into a roadside bar right when a lot of people are gathered, eating and partying out on the sidewalk, and even in the street. And the videos of that moment are honestly disturbing. Afterward, the scene is just wrecked dozens of motorcycles, plus other vehicles crushed under the damage. Clips of the crash and the aftermath spread all over social media. And among the people who died, there was also an off-duty police officer. This one happened in Oklahoma on the night of October 15th, 2021. It really shows how dangerous those raised railroad crossings can be, especially for long vehicles. A semi-truck hauling cars is traveling from Texas into Oklahoma, and it comes up to this crossing on Addington Bend Road, where the tracks sit noticeably higher than the road. The trailer is long and low, so it ends up getting high-centered right on top of the rails, basically stuck there, not going anywhere. And then the train comes through and hits it head-on. The impact is insanely violent. The cars on the trailer get launched and go flying up into the air. The front of the train derails slightly, and it damages both the locomotive and the track system underneath. There are 5 people on the train who get hurt and have to be taken to the hospital, but the injuries are minor. And the truck driver and even the dog with him are okay, because they got out of the cab in time before the collision happened.